There is at least one truly guilty party behind it all. Guilty in the true sense of acting with malice and committing a heinous crime with selfish intent.
Guilty with the true sense of acting with malice.
Dispose of the crime? An act of destroying the evidence? Or harming someone?
I think you have something you want to tell me.
Knives Out is a perfect detective murder mystery movie that would catch your attention, keep you focused to find out who is the murderer exactly, acting with malice.
Dispose of something means destroy something or get rid of something, which is totally incorrect, because the crime was not destroyed in any sense, as the investigation is still going and there's no proof so far that the evidence was destroyed.
Most probably, malice is the act of intentionally harming people. You can guess the meaning of the word, idiom, phrase, yes, so on and so forth. However, let's be honest, how many of you are actually using the vocabulary that you've heard in the movie? As the practice shows, not so many. Why? Because you are lacking confidence of using this vocabulary, because you are uncertain, you are not 100% sure if your guess was correct. You understand the word, but you give yourself a sense of a doubt that you might not use it correctly. So today we're gonna rectify this situation. The part of our vocabulary we're gonna learn by guessing what this word, expression, idiom means, and by the context we will choose the right meaning of it, so you know what it means and you can use it in your everyday English practice.
Mr. Blanc, I just buried my father who committed suicide. Why are you here?
I suspect foul play.
It's sort of not so much a fresh take on a whodunit, it's sort of modernized and given an edge.
If you ever wanted to make a movie about a dysfunctional family and then be able to take your own dysfunctional family to see it, it's this movie. It's beautiful to look at. It'll be visually thrilling. It's written well. It's just that type of movie that's really fun to go see with your family.
Do you mind coming to the house early? The police have a few more questions for everybody.
What?
The police have a few questions. Police. It doesn't have the S, yes, in the end. It doesn't indicate it's a plural form. So why then we have the verb to have in here instead of has? Because the word police is always plural. So we have to bear it in mind so we don't make mistakes in grammar while using the verbs in the sentences and the auxiliary verbs as well. Do the police have a few more questions? Or does the police have a few more questions? Do, of course, because the police is always plural. Same situation we have with the word the news. For example, even though this word has the ending s, this word is always singular. That's why we say the news is, not the news are.
All right, we're with Linda Drysdale, nee Thrombey, Harlan Thrombey's eldest daughter, and discussing the events that took place the night of his demise 1 week ago.
Demise.
Is it a disease? Murder? Or death?
Means the death or passing away of a person, often used in a formal or serious context to refer to someone's end of life.
For the record, I'm speaking with Walt Thrombey, Harlan Thrombey's youngest son. You run your father's publishing company.
It's the family's publishing company. Dad trusts me to run it.
Running the company is to be in charge, is to operate. We can use this word about the machinery, about the business, the firm, the company, anything that is being operated.
If one of us killed him, one of his family
Waltz,
killed him.
no.
Is that what you're suggesting, Lieutenant?
No one's saying that, okay? This is all pro forma.
Pro forma.
Is it what you do as a formality? Or before the facts? Or as something extra special?
When something is done as a standard procedure.
Pro forma in general is some kind of an act or the procedure or even the document that serves as an example. So you can use this word at work, for example. Here is the document. Please make the copy of it and keep this document as a pro forma, as the formality to follow the structure, whatever is said in that document.
Mr. Blanc is a private investigator of great renown.
You're famous.
Renown. The state of being famous. You can also say celebrity.
I'm here at the behest of a client.
Who?
I cannot say.
Behest, it's another synonym to the word requirement. Like someone asked me to do that. It's always used with the preposition at and the article the. You can say, I'm doing this at the behest of my manager.
Walt runs the merchandising, adaptations, film and television rights. I mean,
Are you baiting me, detective? You know he doesn't.
Bait someone.
Provoke someone? Put someone down? Or make fun of someone?
Deliberately provoke or trick someone, often to get a reaction, or to lead them into a trap or a difficult situation.
And if you think I am dumb enough to be baited into talking family business,
He provoked her, yes, to be more open about what is happening actually behind the scene.
Walt doesn't run shit. Harlan never allowed any adaptations of his books. Harlan finally had to give him the hook.
Give somebody the hook.
Punish someone? Accuse of something? Or sack someone?
Informal idiom that means to relieve someone from a particular job or task, or to end a relationship or connection with someone.
It's another expression, another idiom with the word hook. We know to be on the hook is to have some obligations, yes, to be off the hook, to be relieved from any obligations, and to give somebody the hook is to fire someone.
I didn't hear what he said, but he must have really handed him his lunch, because Walt was like a wounded puppy the rest of the night.
Hand someone their lunch. Expression, used figuratively, outperform someone. Show that you're better, or beat someone easily and completely.
Harlan took you aside at the party. When you returned, you were chastened.
You put me in charge of our books.
They're my books.
When you feel chastened or you are chastened, you are kind of like being tamed and being disciplined because you were going out of your boundaries. Yes, it can be about your language, it can be about your behavior, about anything.
It's unfair of me to keep you tethered to something that isn't yours to control.
Dad, are you firing me?
To keep you tethered to something, yes, with the preposition to. And we can paraphrase it with the words to be attached to something. It's when you are closely connected with something. And if something changes, you have to change yourself, your behavior, or anything according to those changes.
Harlan shouted the phrase.
You tell her or I will.
Bells ringing.
Richard, Linda's husband, also had an argument with Harlan in his study. Richard kept secret from his wife, and that secret was found out by Harlan. Bells ringing, or does it ring a bell? So basically the person is asking you if it reminds you, if you actually starting remembering what the conversation was about.
What were you seeing Harlan about?
It was just a mix-up with the payment for Meg's tuition.
What kind of mix-up?
If you're enjoying this way of learning, Don't forget to hit me the like, and also please write your comments, your suggestions of the movies, because I deeply rely on your tastes and your preferences. So I would like you to enjoy the movies that you love and learn with them.
Yeah, the school hasn't got the check yet. I don't know why Alan didn't mail it.
Well, Alan didn't mail it because he caught a discrepancy.
His daughter-in-law. Who is daughter-in-law? If your son marries a woman, that woman becomes your daughter. She is your daughter-in-law.
You have been double-dipping Meg's tuition and stealing from me.
He caught a discrepancy. This is the difference in something, the unexpected difference that requires explanation. It can be the difference in your words, in the facts, in the amount of money, and because of her lies, he cuts the payment off.
Harlan Thrombey's nerves, smarter.
Cabrera.
Her behavior is very suspicious. She's super nervous.
We were just discussing possible motives in the family. I suspect that Harlan has told you much unfiltered truth about each of them.
He doesn't say, I believe. He doesn't say, I assume. He doesn't say, I think. So what is this suspect?
Suspect. Think or believe something is true or probable, or that someone has done something wrong or committed a crime, not trust and doubt.
A little bird has told me you have a regurgitative reaction to mistruthing.
And the little bird has told me. That's quite an old school idiom.
Who told you that?
Is it true?
Just the thought of lying. Yeah, it makes me puke.
Used in the situation when you know who gave you the information, but you don't want to reveal that fact. So instead of naming your source, you call your source a little bird.
Richard is having an affair. His father-in-law found out and confronted him. You tell her or I will. Then there is Joni.
Joni?
And now they also have the proof that Johnny has been pocketing the double payment all this time.
So she bumps him off for the inheritance?
Bumps him off. It's a slang phrase in the meaning to kill someone. Martha, by mistake, gave him the different medicine.
Oh my God, I messed up.
He appreciates her hard work, so he is trying to cover for her.
We have got to get you out of this. Think of your mom.
My mom. What do you want me to do?
It never lets you kind of recline for a minute. You know, as soon as you think you know something, it shifts gear on you. So you're forced to be an active participant. It's hard to know who you're identifying with. It just keeps things lively.
I gave him pain medication. He pulled his shoulder last week.
Did you notice anything strange or off about his demeanor?
When we say that something is off, we mean that something is wrong, not in the way it's supposed to be, yes? But about what?
Demeanor.
Is it his treatment? His behavior? Or business?
The way a person behaves or carries themselves, including their facial expression, body language, and overall conduct, which reflects in their attitude.
Something is afoot with this whole affair. I know it. I believe you know it too.
So you're gonna keep digging?
Afoot.
Is it something in consideration? In progress? Or done in vain?
Happening or being in progress, something planned or prepared and being carried out.
Afoot, the adjective means that something is happening in a very well planned way. There was no suicide. Yes, it was actually very well planned murder.
Funny, Ransom, you skipped the funeral, but you're early for the will reading.
Will, an official statement of what a person has decided should be done with their money and property after their death.
Son, did Harlan tell you he was going to cut you out of the will?
Yep.
Finally, we see Ransom, who didn't come for questioning.
But it'll be good. Nothing good is ever easy.
Up your ass, Joni. You've had your teeth in this family's tit for a long time.
Up your ass?
To be literally very close behind someone. So usually people say it when you are driving the car and the car behind you is so close to you that you can say like, oh my god, that guy is up my ass. This expression also has another meaning, to express contempt for someone or something. What is the contempt? It's like a strong dislike. That's what he means with the words up your ass.
Harlan's assets included
The house.
the house,
60 million.
publishing company. I leave in its entirety to Marta Cabrera.
In its entirety, expression means with all parts included. You can also say in its totality.
All his possessions are gonna belong to none of his family members, but to the nurse.
Alan, you can take this piece of paper and shove it right up your ass and get out!
Another expression with the word ass over here. This expression people usually use when they don't agree with anything someone says or someone does. And the person doesn't want to follow what he's been said to do.
I just want to know, what were you? What were you doing? Were you boinking my father? Boinking?
No. You were boinking my father? Boink. It's a slang way, the American slang way, which is similar to British slang word shag. To have sex with someone.
If Harlan was of sound mind when he made the changes, and we all confirmed that he was...
Would a sound mind do this?
Be of sound, unsound mind. Idiom means not to be mentally ill or to be mentally ill accordingly.
You not liking what he did does not speak to testamentary capacity.
Testament is another synonym of the word the will. We can paraphrase it, yes? The will's capacity. The word capacity means the amount of something that is included in something. It also means your ability to do something, to do a particular thing. For example, I have a great capacity for hard work.
What about undue influence?
Yeah, undue influence. How about that? Huh?
Did you just Google that?
Look, if Marta was manipulating that somehow.
Undue influence. That's the lawsuit vocabulary. And he's asking him, did you just Google that? Because not everyone knows what it means.
Undue influence. A situation in which someone uses their power or authority in an unfair way in order to influence a legal decision.
Maybe he's been manipulated somehow. Basically, this word explains the expression undue influence, to be manipulated.
If somehow she had gotten her hooks into him.
You need a strong case for that.
Get your hooks into someone or something. Idiom. To get control or influence over someone or something.
Your Honor, she endeared herself to him through hard work and good humor. That won't cut the salami.
Why he's talking here about the sausage? So there is an expression, salami slicing. So what is this salami slicing? It's when you remove something slowly, gradually. It will not help the situation like to slowly cut her off, like to make her look guilty.
What about the Slayer rule? I did just Google that.
The Slayer rule obviously doesn't apply here.
The Slayer rule, that's also the lawsuit vocabulary, guys, actually very well explained in the movie itself.
Well, it's if someone is convicted of killing the person, they don't get their inheritance.
Not even convicted, even if they're held responsible for their death in civil court.
Someone kills somebody just to get what he owns, yes, to inherit his possessions.
You said the investigation is ongoing. Do you suspect foul play?
Yes, I suspect foul play.
Foul play.
Is it an unfair game? Illegal behavior? Or a cruel plan?
Dishonest or illegal behavior when someone is trying to deceive or harm others. It often relates to crimes or actions that go against the rules or laws.
Foul play means exactly the criminal act, that someone has been doing something illegally and committed a crime. And usually foul play is used with the word suspect.
I can help you get away with this. And then, you're gonna give me my cut of the inheritance. Deal?
What is this deal. This is the word that actually means to do business. Let's do this. Deal.
You lay low for a couple days, wait for this investigation to blow over, and it will. Because no matter how good this blonde guy thinks he is, he's got nothing.
The idiom to lie low means to stay hidden, like to be out of sight, so the people don't notice you.
Blow over. A phrase. If an argument or unpleasant situation blows over, it becomes less important until it ends or is forgotten.
Get out! Pat him down. Check him out.
What's going on?
Pat him down. So that's the action when someone is checking another person for weapons, for drugs, or anything suspicious by touching the person's clothes.
And still touch and go. All right.
People are getting hurt.
Whenever you are not sure about something and you have the feeling something will not end in a good way, like there will be a bad result of something, this is called touch and go.
Drive your race, drive your breeze blue.
Who do you think killed Harlan? Now I believe you're gonna watch it in English, much easier, understanding all the idioms, expressions, and the most of the vocabulary in the movie. I wish you a great day and see you very soon in the next video.